Hi, I'm Ruby Rose, and I'm here to talk about my queer icons. So growing up, I feel like when it came to fashion and expression, it was the musicians that really paved the way for me to feel accepted. So Bowie, Boy George, George Michael, Madonna, and Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox for me was the big one because she showed me what androgyny was and how to be unapologetic about the way you look, the way you act, the way that you're just yourself. I thought she was a badass. The other thing I love about Annie Lennox is she has not stopped fighting for LGBT rights and trying to find cures for AIDS and different foundations, and she's very involved in the community. So growing up, there wasn't as many gay, queer, lesbian icons as there are today, and I'm so glad that there are so many more. Angelina Jolie came out as bisexual. That was a great one. I was so stoked. She had won, I think, most beautiful human being on the planet, very surprisingly, clearly. Just unfortunate face. When she was asked, what do you think about the fact that a lot of women voted for you? She laughed and said, well, I'm most likely to sleep with my female fans, which was totally an in for me. I mean, I would have been like 12, but I was like, I tick both those boxes. I'm both a fan and a female, so clearly Angelina will be my wife. But I just love the way she said it, like it was nothing. And of course it was something to me and it was something to a lot of people. But for her, it was just a throwaway comment. Angelina has always been authentic and true to herself. And on top of the amazing work that she's done as an actor and everything she's done in her life and an amazing mom, she's a political activist. She has also fought for LGBT rights. She said that she wouldn't get married until that was a right that everybody shared. So there's so many things that she does for the community. Also, she's just so good looking. Oh, and Gia. Can we just talk about Gia for a minute? Like, did anyone watch that movie and not be gay? In fact, all of her movies, all of them, even if she was playing a straight person, I'm like, still gay. She could play a penguin, and I'd be like, gay, I am a gay penguin now. That is what I am for you.
But she does use her voice in a lot of cartoons.
Right? Are any of them gay penguins? Next, I remember finding out at also like a young age, a little bit after Angelina, that Ellen DeGeneres was an out gay woman. And this made me really, really happy because Angelina, total babe, Ellen, total babe, but Ellen also super funny. So I'm like, great. Now I can try to be a babe, wear what I want to wear because Annie Lennox told me that I can. I can have short hair, she told me that I can. And now I have to learn how to be funny really quickly because Ellen is amazing. Watching her over the many years that I've been a huge fan and then getting to be on her show last year was one of the highlights of my life. Getting to thank her, shake her hand and tell her how much I admired everything that she's done, what a fantastic human she is. I think that a lot of people in the community can remember the moment that they saw Ellen come out on the show.
I'm gay.
The amount of press around it, that she was the first gay woman to be on the cover of Time magazine. There was so many things that she did that other people would have had to stand in the position that they stand in now. I think that's how Will and Grace came about. I think that's how they started adopting more gay characters into television shows and having more visibility. I think she knows that she's a superstar, but I don't think she could possibly know how much she's touched every single person's lives. Also, obviously saying this because I want to go on her show again soon. So, Ellen, if you're watching, I only put you in this list to get back on your show. Love you. Oscar Wilde, he has some of the most amazing quotes in the world that I always use. I would read his books and then I would read his poems and I would just search in the library because that's how old I am. And I fell in love. And when I found out that he was prisoned for 2 years for being gay or for them just deciding that he was gay, it was unbelievable. I didn't even know that it was illegal to be homosexual, and I couldn't believe that somebody so infamous and so successful and so talented and brilliant could be treated like that. And it really kind of opened up my eyes to how lucky I was even just at that age. I was probably 14 or 15 and I realized that we'd already grown a lot. And now to fast forward at my age now, I realize we've made huge progress. Oscar Wilde was one of the most talented writers that I've ever fallen in love with. One of my favorite women in the world, I was lucky enough to work with her on Orange is the New Black, Laverne Cox. Woo! Can you put some sound effects in where it's like, woo, yeah, make some noise, Laverne. Or you can just use mine, but that was kind of annoying. Laverne is a babe. I love Laverne. She was a big fan of my short film that I did, Break Free, and as soon as I got on set, you know, I was already so grateful to Jen Euston and Genji Cohen who write and cast Orange, but to cast Laverne as a trans character, as a trans woman, to put me in a character as a gender fluid person, what they did was amazing, but the way that Laverne embodied that character and how many people changed their idea or their mentality or what they thought they knew about trans, and it really was a conversation started for the whole transgender movement. And I think Laverne is just a hero. I wouldn't want to stand here and say that kids being born now or being born 5-10 years ago are not going to encounter a struggle. Because even though I've watched things grow exponentially since I was a kid to literally being bullied in school, but by the time I was ready to finish in year 12, being gay became popular. Damn you, L word. Where were you 5 years earlier? And then I've also seen, depending on where you're in the world and what country and what state and what city, what your family is like, what the dynamic is like, I don't think that it's going to be erased entirely in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I think we're on the right path, and I think that it's amazing, and I feel blessed because I haven't been through what people went through before me. And I know the people after me will say the same thing, and it's just going to keep being a work in progress.